And I'm back in Nova Scotia. I'm on my way up to the Annapolis Valley now. That's, as you know, if you've been following me for a while, we bought 20 acres of vacant land up there that we're gonna build on. So this trip is mainly to meet with some builders, meet with some contractors, and get some work done up there. I'm heading up to Kentville right now. There is a steel dealer. I'm going to buy a chainsaw. It's just too hard to bring one from home, you know, on an airplane. So I'm gonna go up and I'm just gonna buy a small one, like what I have now, a little MS 170. They're fairly cheap, and you know what? They do a really good job. We'll get up there. It's kind of crappy out, but I've brought all my gear to work outdoors, and the goal will be to see how many trees I can get cut down in 2.5 days. I've got this afternoon because I'm way too early to check into the hotel. But after this, I think my next task is definitely the chainsaw. So we'll get that done, and we'll see how that goes. Not to apologize, I forgot to film yesterday. I got so busy in the bush cutting trees that I didn't get this camera rolling. But today I'm going to do a little more, and I'll try not to bore you with dropping trees. Now the trick's going to be getting out of the parking lot here. Nothing but ice. Not sure where their snowplow contractor is this morning, but he's not here. So once I get out on the highway though, it looks like everybody's moving fine, and I'll make it up the mountain and get to work. So we'll see you there. Okay, well, it's going to be another day of abusing this little MS 170, but man, can it take the abuse. These little suckers, really good bang for the buck. I got it on sale for $275 Canadian. They're regularly just under 300. Then I got, because I didn't want to buy a jerry can, not that I'm afraid to premix fuel, it's pretty easy, but I didn't want to deal with buying a jerry can, buying fuel. So I just got this stuff here, premixed gasoline for the chainsaws. It's expensive, but you know what? Like I say, it made my day easier, but I have to buy a jerry can, then store the jerry can out here because I'm not taking this back with me. It's been working really good. I suggest though, when the can's full, maybe use a funnel, get a little bit of spill. I think I'll give the chain a quick sharpen with this sharpener here. Real easy to use. And then I'm just gonna go and start blasting through there. Yesterday I was in the location where we want to put the house. If it's going to work out, the builders are coming today. Hopefully they'll give me a better idea, and I'll show you that in a bit. But I like to get away in there. This bush is really thick and it's a pain in the ass to get through. So I'm going to start that trail because people are coming today and it'll be easier to get back in. So I'll get it sharpened up, ready to go. Just got to put some flagging tape up. I don't think I'm gonna be able to get all these big trees down. Obviously I'm working by myself. Not ideal when you're doing what I'm doing in the bush. So when you are, obviously you gotta be extra safe and avoid those situations that require equipment that you don't have. So I'm gonna flag these, keep me on track, but also let everyone else know that comes in, this is the way in. Because honestly, I started to get a little off track myself. So I'm glad I walked back to where I was working yesterday, which you'll see in a minute here, and worked my way out from there. This tape, not very well, let's just say I didn't pay a lot for it. It's not very bright, is it? So this actually is a nice way in. It's better. I thought I'd be going through over there, but it's better coming in through here. A little bit of a curve. The property line's just over there, and I think I'm kind of running parallel with it. It is on an angle a bit. When I was out here before, I surveyed and GPS'd it really well, so I think I'm on mark. Anyway, here is the carnage that happened yesterday, and I tell you, if my chiropractor's watching, I'll be visiting you as soon as I can when I get back. I got a lot of trees down here. I've been limbing them. Hopefully these can go for lumber or some sort of use like that. Here's the ridge. I'd like to get back here and do some more today. This is the ridge that we're hoping on building on as we're doing a walkout basement. It's a really nice slope. I'm just not sure where along here will be ideal. When I meet with the builder, and they might have a better idea. I'm hoping that the rock underneath here, because it is rock, is kind of like loose, like a shale, which seems to be the theme around this area. I think I'm on point. A few more trees I'd like to maybe get down in here today just to open it up. I'm trying to do as much as I can because my labor's pretty cheap when I'm doing things for myself. So that saves me paying someone else to do, and hopefully this makes their job easier when they come in to clear this up and drag these logs out. So anyway, I'm gonna fuel this up and keep going here. I have to apologize. I did it again. I forgot to film. I just met with Tyson, who came up to see what it's going to take to do some excavating, clearing, put a road in, dig a foundation. He actually has his own YouTube channel, and I suggest you check it out. It's called Workplay TV, and at the end of this video on the end screen, I'll leave his logo so you can click on that, subscribe, check out all his stuff. It's great seeing what he does and knowing that he can do that here. I like the way he does things, and he understands what I want as well. So, and the builders were here too, so that was great. I got to talk to them. We went over the site. Everything looks good for them that way. We talked about what some of the challenges are going to be. There will be some challenges, and what it's going to take to get what we need done. So hopefully we'll get a quote from them and a bit of a timeline, and hopefully start building this spring. But for now, I got to go back into the bush, mostly because I'm getting cold, and I'm going to try and cut some more down while I'm here. This is my last day. I fly out tomorrow morning, so I want to get as much done as I can. I wish I could stay out here and enjoy the province a little more. Fortunately, that's not the case, so I'm here to work. Okay, I'm losing light. I'm just about ready to call it for the day. I got to take this chainsaw. There's been a generous offer. Actually, there's been a couple of generous offers to store it for me, so I'm going to have to go do that before I head back to the hotel. But I want to show you what I got done in 2 days. Kind of impressed myself a little bit. This was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. The bush is very thick. The trees are a little taller than I remembered, or I thought they were. Let's take a walk. So I blazed a trail in. That was the main thing. I wanted to do that mostly because one of the challenges about this build is going to be working from so far away. With this being here in the Annapolis Valley, Nova Scotia, and us living near London, Ontario, even though it is a fairly easy flight to do, taking time off work to come out whenever something's needed isn't easy. So by going in and blazing this trail, which will get opened up to, they're saying about 30 feet wide, which is good. Some of these trees, my big challenge is that they're so dense. It's very hard to fall. A lot of the ones that I've tried did not go the direction that I wanted them to, so it made it a lot harder. And they have the heavier equipment, they've got the proper tools, so this at least gives them the path to go, and then they can open it up from here. Probably gonna go over this way, I would think, a little more. But some of these trees over here are pretty nasty. Like that one's right dead. It can come down. I didn't want to do it because there's a birch back there that I'd like to hang on to for now. These can come down. And then we're back into where I started yesterday. My big challenge, I said, was trying to open it up, just getting the first couple trees down to give me somewhere to drop some more. That was the plan, to have everything laying all one direction to make it easy for them to come in with the excavators and pick it up. That didn't happen at all anywhere. These things are all over the place. But I did take the time to go through and delimb them as much as I could so that they don't have to do that. They can just haul the logs out, hopefully pile them up by the road. Someone could take them, hopefully pay for them, whatever. I'm not up on my forestry knowledge here, but it is white spruce. I'm sure there's use for it. The rest will get probably, I don't know if it'll get chipped up or just piled up out back in the opening to deal with in the future. Like all the grubbings, like all the roots and all that, let them get piled up, possibly bury them, take some of the material from out there, make a pit, put them in there, bury them. We've got lots of, I got 20 acres to work with here, lots of room for stuff. So this afternoon, I went down this hill a bit more, as much as I could. I would have liked to drop some of these big ones, but I have a feeling that from what I've learned in the past 2 days, this one's gonna go down there. I want it to go back here. Same with that one. Even looking at these things, you can think it's gonna go. They just do what they want. They're not very nice trees. But anyway, it kind of opens up the area enough because the house is going to be a walkout basement. So I'm going to use this grade either here or where I'm standing over here, ideally maybe, so that we can put the house facing that. That's the valley down there. Once some of those trees, it's hard to say right now, but once some of those trees are cleared out, which is my plan, we'll have a view right down to the valley. Hopefully kind of do like a, I guess you could say a cone out from here, kind of that way a bit. And then down the bottom corner of our property is right about here. So I think, you know, it's going to be nice. And then all that bush over there, like I say, I want to keep as much as I can. I'm not big on coming in and cutting down a lot of trees, but this forest does need to be managed. They're growing very close together. A lot of them are dying off. So if I can get in and just clean it up, I think the trees will grow up nice and big. I'm trying to see, there's like here, whether they're going to stay or not. There's some hardwoods. I'd like to keep as many of them as I can. And down below, there seems to be a lot more. So that's the progress. This is where we're at. The next challenge will be just getting everything lined up timeline wise and going from there. I'm back to work. I've been off for a few weeks over Christmas. Typically we shut down over Christmas holidays. So I start back on Monday, so hopefully my flight goes as well as it can tomorrow and I'll make it back to Ontario. But I tell you one thing, I can't wait to get back here. Nova Scotia is really an amazing place.